Joe Monteperto? Is he here? Fuck. Fucking hate that guy.
Me and my cousin Skinny stood by ourselves in the large foyer that led to the front doors. It's the first day of high school for us. The year is 1973, our freshman year. We gaze out through those front doors to the sparkling blue sky that opens up majestically above us, the American flag rippling in the breeze, high up on the flagpole on the front lawn. Heaving a synchronistic sigh, we check out the scene in front of us. The paintings of George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and Thomas Jefferson adoring the foyer walls. Our new classmates spread out among us in the hall, chattering excitedly in their own little groups. Fresh-faced girls with spindly, Philly-like legs. Blonde crew-cut jock types punching each other in the arms. Scientific brainiacs with Clark Kent glasses peeking about nervously. Everybody, the kids, the paintings, had one thing in common though. They were all white. Painfully white.
Before I saw Joe, I heard Joe. Like I heard his booming voice kind of like echoing across the lake. And I looked over and I saw this very bubbly, very tan, I will admit he was very tan, man. And, you know, he's a vivacious sort.
Joe is the worst thing that ever happened to me.
Joe, I'm sorry, Joe who?
He's a bastard and a womanizer and a crafty one. You know, you gotta keep an eye out for Joe.
Joe Monteperto is probably just the biggest scoundrel I've ever met. That's all I have to say.
The kind of white people who should never be exposed to bright sunlight. Thank God me and Skinny had some color, I thought to myself, owing to our Sicilian heritage. At least we were olive-skinned. We could get brown in the summer. These other kids, no hope.
Oh man. Remember when I first met Joe, it was 10 years ago, 15 years ago. He was coming out of a meditation society. He was a very peaceful man. He would contemplate nature from a distance. He had an inner peace, he had, truly. He was soft-spoken back then. Then he went to South America, and now he's completely changed, you know. But it's good, it's been a good change. He's confident, he's much more confident now, and he's become himself, and he's more successful, and his spirit has increased tremendously. And he brings joy to everyone. And he's a beautiful soul. And it's been an honor to watch this transformation.
To me, Joe Monteperto is a man who loves the sun and the ladies. You can catch him down at the beach many times a year, taking in the sunlight and oogling, having the time of his life and working up his Italian tan. That's who he is to me.
Joe Monteperto just sort of shows up whenever, and he's, I don't know, the best freeloader I guess I've ever encountered. He hangs about and chases women and gets drunk, and but he's actually kind of fun at the same time. So so we tolerate him because of the entertainment value, and so yeah, I don't really know what he does or who he is, but you know, I welcome him when he shows up because you know, I need to mix things up a bit when people like that should come around.
Well, the first time I ever met Joe was right here, actually, behind the register at the bookstore, and he was not here, but the phone rang and I picked it up, and there was a thick Russian accent on the other line. And somebody told me that they were looking for a book, you know, The Rise and Fall of the Kremlin. So we went through kind of this process of trying to explain that, you know, we just didn't have that kind of book. So that was my first experience of Joe, and I've had a lot of other interactions with him since then, and they've pretty much all been like that.
You were trying to convince one of my friends to sell herself on the street as prostitution.
Suddenly, a dilapidated school bus from like the 1950s comes chugging up the street. Clouds of smothering black smoke spewing from its tailpipe into the picturesque background. It is immediately followed by another equally monstrous relic. As their brakes screech, the gears groan, and the buses lurch to a thumping halt right in front of Roselle High. The joyous buzz reverberating through the foyer quickly dissipates, replaced by an overwhelming crescendo of threatening laughter, cursing, and yelling from the outside. I could sense the collective shiver rise from our group inside as the doors to the ancient vehicles creak open, and the noise threatens to pierce the sound barrier. One by one they pour out. Giants. Imposing black giants. And those were the girls.
Hello. Yes, I've been doing this, working on the same problem with Joe Monteperto. 25 years of sneaking on this campus, taking advantage of innocent people, causing all kinds of difficulties, and faking vacuuming of all things. Wait a second. Here he goes!
He told me to be a prostitute.
Joe Monteperto's title is freeloader for life. He's friends with Elizabeth Lesser. He comes here whenever he wants, and he eats, and he's the only one though. He's unique. So I aspire to be Joe Monteperto. I do. Love you, mean it. Namaste.
Then the boys swagger off the bus. Or should I say grown men? Well, at least compared to us. I mean, most of us, well, especially these Puritan complexioned pink-white kids, they were even years away from even sprouting pubic hair yet. Me and Skinny glanced at each other and then back over to the stunned crowd among us. From the expressions painted on their faces, I figure this must be akin to the experience of the American Indians as they witnessed the Spanish armadas and the musket-bearing conquistadores invading their shores. They advanced toward us, dancing to the portable concerts hoisted upon their shoulders in the form of boom boxes, howling, sneering, jive-talking, and slapping palms, sporting wild afros and black do-rags around their heads, confidently displaying cut-off t-shirts. Even their tattoos had muscles. They smoked cools, scoffing down 15-cent bags of Doritos and a mysterious brand of grape soda. One of them gulps down the last drop of that soda and defiantly smashes the bottle to the pavement. "Oh, shit!" A chorus of cheers and shouts rise up from his friends. At that moment, I am sure that every one of us boys standing in that foyer experienced the same basic sensation. That of our prepubescent wee-wees shrinking up into the recesses of our white Fruit of the Looms.
Nobody really likes him. Nobody really likes Joe.